Hey everyone, welcome to Pai's Kitchen. Today we are making Filipino chicken adobo. When I first launched Pai's Kitchen, I actually got a request for my version of this recipe and I was super excited because I love Filipino food. I feel like Filipinos and Thais are brothers and sisters from another mother. And so I'm going to show you my version of this recipe. But if you've got your own recipe and you do things differently, would love to see how you do it. So don't forget to let me know in the comments. All right, let's get started. So the two main ingredients of chicken adobo is soy sauce and vinegar. So we're going to start by marinating our chicken in those two ingredients. So I've got here some soy sauce. Now this is Filipino soy sauce. Now you don't have to use Filipino soy sauce, you can use Chinese or Japanese soy sauce, but I wouldn't use Thai soy sauce. That's the one thing I wouldn't do because I noticed that Thai soy sauce is so much lighter than the Filipino version that it won't have as rich of a color and flavor. So this is the one I got that's available at my local store. Filipino fans, let me know which brand you like and whatnot. I'm sure other people would love to hear about it as well. So this is Filipino cane vinegar. As you can see, it's a little bit cloudy. It looks kind of like coconut water. If you can't find it or you don't want to buy whole new vinegar, I would use apple cider vinegar or something that's a little milder and smoother because this one is cane vinegar and if you taste it straight up, it's way smoother than white vinegar. So my rule of thumb would be use a vinegar that you can actually taste straight up and it doesn't make you, go bah. And now I'm gonna go in with tons of black pepper. And so this recipe is going to be salty and zingy and tender braised chicken. So good. All right, so I'm going in with my chicken, bone in, skin on chicken thighs. And it's very important that you do bone in because the bones, as a chicken braise, will make the sauce really rich. And now I'm going to let this marinate for about 20 minutes. Basically what I do is I do this first and then I go and chop my vegetables and do the rest of it. And by the time I'm done with those, these are ready to go. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is saute the onions. Now, I know that not every adobo recipe uses onions. In fact, I think most adobo recipes don't call for onions, but I really feel that the natural sweetness of the onions balance out the salty and the sour zing. You could also just add a little bit of sugar if you want, but I just think, adding onions make the sauce a little bit richer as well. So I'm going to get that sauteed until it's soft and browned, caramelized, and sweet. Now you want to keep the heat quite low because you don't want the onions to burn before they have a chance to really soften. And if you get a lot of brown bits on the bottom before the onions are soft, like they're still quite stiff right now, I just deglaze it with a little bit of water. And that'll help the onions soften and then it'll prevent anything from burning to the bottom of your pan. All right, so once the onions are almost done, you want to go in with the garlic. So I've got lots of chopped garlic here. There you go. And just cook the garlic just for a couple minutes until it's softened a little bit. You want to get the flavor from the garlic infused into the oil. My chicken still has a few minutes to go for the marinade, so I'm just going to turn this off and turn it back on when it's ready. And definitely this is something you can do. You don't have to wait for the chicken to be done before you get this all started. All right, so the chicken is ready to go. So I'm going to turn this back on. What I'm going to do, this is also my trick, I'm going to push the onions aside and make room so I can sear the skin of the chicken a little bit. This step is optional, but browning meat adds a little extra level of flavor. So, you get a chance to do it, why not, right? These squeeze bottles for oil, so useful. It really helps you control the amount quite well. You want to shake off the marinade as much as you can. You don't want to get too much liquid in at this point. Hey, I love the sound of that sizzle. And if you run out of room and you gotta redistribute the onions, you do what you gotta do. So when you choose a pan for this, choose a pan that's large enough so that the chicken can live in one layer. I'm gonna let the chicken sort of sear just for a minute. I've got some nice browning going on my chicken, so I'm good to go. And now I'm gonna pour in all of the marinade. Ooh, and turn the heat down, 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 down. I'm gonna flip the chicken actually because I want the meat to be submerged And I'm also going to add a little bit of water just to bring the level of the sauce up to about right under where the skin is. And now I'm gonna bring this to a simmer, just a gentle simmer, just like that. And then I'm gonna cover it, okay? You want a pot or a skillet with a tight fitting lid. Let that cover. I'm gonna turn heat lower a little bit. And now we're gonna let this go for 30 minutes or until it's fork tender. At about halfway through, I'm going to flip the chicken so the top gets as much love as the bottom. All right, it's been 30 minutes. Let's take a look. By the way, while you weren't looking, I added some bay leaves, which I forgot to add in the beginning, but yes, bay leaves. That's a nice flavor. So now, flip the chicken back over and reduce the sauce, because right now there's a little too much sauce and the sauce is a little too diluted. So, I mean, technically you could eat it like this if you wanted. Turn this on high. So I'm gonna let this reduce for a few minutes, basically until I like the look of the sauce. And, you know, I'll also come and baste it every once in a while because I think it helps with the color of the skin as well. And the sauce is gonna get darker and richer as we reduce. Right. I like the look of that. See how it's now luscious and the bubbles are a little bit thicker now. I'm gonna taste it. Now, in the times that I've made adobo, I've never actually had to adjust anything, but it's always good to taste. That's good. Nice and zingy, but it's well balanced. All right, I'm ready to eat. All right, this is totally my Thai side coming through, but I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of chopped cilantro. You can do green onions, but I really like the flavor of cilantro. I think that freshness really works well with the richness of the sauce. All right, this one looks pretty good. And always have this with rice. I find that the zinginess of the vinegar really needs some aromatic jasmine rice to mellow it out. Ooh, that's fork tender. So good. It's exactly what I need right now. It's zingy from the vinegar, but it's not vinegary either. It's a kind of brightness that works perfectly with the rich dark meat chicken. The onions a little bit sweet, balancing everything out. Oh my God. I mean, this was so easy. Very short ingredient list, definitely a weeknight dinner material. So I hope you give this a try. And when you do, don't forget to send me some photos, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The recipe will be on hotthaikitchen.com. And as I said earlier, if you have your own recipe of adobo, I would love to see how you make it. You know, it's always fun for me to see, what else you guys do. So I hope you enjoy the show, and I will see you next time for your next delicious adventure.